It's me. It's me. It's the GOC, live to tape on a Saturday morning on a big day here in the IWC. Coming to you from the lounge here in Chaos Corner. It's me. It's me. It's the GOC. I say it all the time. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Follow me on all social media platforms, and you know what they are. Right here on YouTube, go over to your laptop or your mobile device and just punch in Guardian of Chaos, and that will bring you here to the channel. Follow me on Twitter in real time at Big Daddy GOC, and the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, I understand I have 2 accounts, Jabroni, that's right, Jabroni, and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble. I cover it all in the IWC. Fans, friends, family, it's a big day. 2 pay-per-views here today. One is tonight, and that's WWE NXT. I haven't really been up on it, but I know it's going to be a big show. And with Triple H back at the helm, and Shawn Michaels, and different people that are running things at NXT now in a different brand, expect it to be an interesting pay-per-view on NXT tonight. Deadline on the Peacock at 8 p.m. from Orlando, Florida. But at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today is 0 Hour, the pre-show for Ring of Honor AEW. That's right, I'm going to say it, pay-per-view. That's on at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today on a Saturday. Right now, it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I just want to give you guys the logistics, the analysis, the research. Final battle. 6 titles on the line for Ring of Honor and AEW. And again, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. One man, unique, unscripted, unedited. I bring you into my home. Think about that. Let that sink in. That's right. I'm ready. I got an espresso on the way. Woohoo! Cheers. And I have the sugar-free Red Bull. Thanks for being here. Don't go anywhere. We got a hell of a day going on. All right, fans, I have to continue to talk and go on and make this relatable to you guys because we don't want any copyright strikes. We don't want any infringements. We don't want anybody coming after us with all the BS that goes on censorship, on FluffTube, and everything else. I will put this up, upload it on all social media platforms. I'll put some clips up on Ring of Honor for my predictions and AEW. And I know I keep saying it and I keep continuing it here, but it's a play because Tony Khan said that after this pay-per-view today, which is going to be a big show, he said things are going to start transitioning with less Ring of Honor on AEW TV because it's really been affecting the product. And I have to agree with that. And so here's what we have today. 0 Hour, I'll start off with it. I'll give you my predictions and what I have investigated and researched and what I watch. Because you can't watch Ring of Honor anywhere. I mean, right, where are you going to watch it? In videotape? You're going to watch it on Dynamite or Rampage? Yeah. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I tell it like it is. On the 0 Hour pre-show, which will start at 3 p.m. So, shit, we're about 3.5 hours away from that? 3 hours away? Yeah, something like that. Here's the 0 Hour pre-show. And again, I'm not sure if this match it was added. I'm not sure if this is on the main show or if this is on the pre-show. But it's Rush, and he's bringing in his brother from CMLL. He was known as Mystico. Lucha Libre. No me joda maricón, muévete culo. You understand it. Dralistico. So it's Rush and Dralistico going up against Blake Christian and AR Fox. Now, AR Fox just became All Elite. You saw him battle Samoa Joe in one hell of a match. I saw him live at the Mohegan Sun in about, I'm trying to think and remember, I'll have to go back to the videotape. It's here on the channel of AR Fox Live. He worked for us at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling against MLW star, who you just saw on Sports Illustrated, Richard Holliday, the sole proprietor, who was with the Dynasty with Hammerstone and MJF and MLW, if everyone goes back and does their research. So AR Fox teams up with Blake Christian against Rush and Dralistico. I'm not sure if it's on the pre-show or the main show. Don't quote me. Willow Nightingale takes on Trish Adora in a women's match in the Ring of Honor division. I guess you'll have to say that. We'll see what happens going forward. This is on the 0 Hour pre-show. That I know for sure. The Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett with, I almost said Mike Kanellis. You see what I did there? A Freudian slip, right? And you know what Bully Ray said to me. You want me to go into that story back in 06? Somewhere around there where we were going for the NWA World Tag Team titles. That's right, the Dudley Boys. Team 3D were the World Tag Team Champions in the NWA at that point. So do your research. Against my team, Oman Tortuga and Diablo Santiago, the Outcast Killers, in a series of tables matches. He said, give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots and he'll fuck up 4 of them. I consider that to be a compliment. The guy's on Busted Open Radio. He's dominating the NWA and Impact here in 2022 in December. He's a Hall of Famer for TNA, for the WWE, perhaps the greatest tag team wrestler of all time. In the shape of his life on Busted Open, as I said, I'll take that as a compliment. My 50 years as a scout, an agent, a historian, a researcher, a fan, a smart, a mark. That's right. I said it. A mark. I'm proud of that. And my over 3 decades as a pro wrestling manager to currently at my home in Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. And you know who that is? Mario Mancini, Paul Roma, Paul Perez, and Big Dave Paradise, along with me, the GOC. So let's get on to the 0 Hour pre-show and what you're going to see at 3 p.m. in a few hours. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, The Kingdom, local tri-state, Northeast New England guys, incredible talent. So The Kingdom, associated with Ring of Honor, Matt Taven does a lot of booking, runs his own organization. Unbelievable talents in Taven and Bennett. So The Kingdom takes on Dante and Darius Martin, Top Flight. They're going to jump out of the building for crying out loud. I mean, who knows the way those guys, they got spring in the bling. Does that even make sense? I think it does. So kick back and relax. We have another match on the pre-show that was added. The JAS, that's right, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Cool Hand Angelo Parker. Cool Hand Angelo Parker, stand by. They're on the pre-show. And they take on the Shinobi Shadow Squad, Cheeseburger, and Eli Isom. Wait. Eli Assam. Eli Isom. Well, we know who Cheeseburger is. That's why this is the pre-show. Shinobi Shadow Squad. This is the notes I have. I'm not making this up. Konnichiwa, bitches. Here's a match I am looking forward to on the pre-show. Mascara Dorada against the real Jeff Cobb. That's right, Jeff Cobb, New Japan, AAA, CMLL, AEW at one point during the pandemic back then. Jeff Cobb. And I'm not sure where his partner is because you know he was the tag champs with Khan over there in New Japan. So Jeff Cobb, it will be on the pre-show. That's worth watching the pre-show alone with Jeff Cobb against Mascara Dorada. Again, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, they're entertaining enough on the main roster with JAS, but they're role players. The Kingdom, Taven and Bennett, like I said, solid talent, been around for a long time. Against the Martins, Top Flight, right? I'm right on that. Top Flight is the name for that. Willow Nightingale, one of the fastest rising young female stars in the business. Trish Adora's been around for a little bit here in the New England Northeast tri-state area. In the shadows of Titan Towers, kind of like Chaos Corner. I'm going back to the bunkers soon, too, so you fans stay tuned. That'll be a decent matchup in the women's division. And again, it might be on the main card. It will be a good match. Blake Christian and AR Fox are 2 great talents. Fox has been around for 15 years already. Rush and Dralistico, a.k.a. Mystico, you know the history there. Rush is one of the best to come out of Mexico, and his brother is a legend. These guys are Lucha Libre legends. So that, I believe, is the 0 Hour pre-show. Don't quote me, because Rush and Dralistico and them may be on the main show. Let's get on to the main show. I want to get this up. I have to go moderate for my man, the OG of podcasts, Don Tony, whether it be the sit down, whether it be the Saturday show, the Q&A, Dynamite, NXT, watch alongs, DT, man. That's why he's the OG. So final battle, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And we're coming up on like 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time now. So I got to get this out there. 6 titles will be on the line. I believe there's 7 bouts. We're going to run through it quick here. Again, fans, thanks for being here. I got a Brugger's bagel and a sugar-free Red Bull espresso on the way. I got to moderate. It's going to be a hell of a day. We got ROH and AEW final battle. The pre-show 0 hour looks good. And then on the cock at NXT tonight. The Peacock. Yeah? No offense. Hey, this is reality TV. It's a reality show. It's what you get from the GOC. Here's the main card. 7 matches. 6-man tag titles are on the line for Ring of Honor. They're not calling them the Trios title. 6-man tag team titles. Dalton Castle and the boys take on the Embassy. I'm assuming with Prince Nana, it's going to be Toa Leona and Khan. I'm going to go with Dalton Castle and the boys. How could the Embassy lose, to be quite honest? Dalton Castle's a hell of an athlete. He's in great shape. The boys are who they are. Speaking of the boys, hold on. Not the boy, Emilio, the boys. You know what I'm saying. Dalton Castle and the boys, I'm going to say they'll win, but how could the Embassy lose? Toa Leona, Khan, if they bring in Brian Cage? I like what Nana's doing. He's got a long history. So we'll see for the 6-man tag titles. I'd like to see the Embassy, but I think Dalton Castle and the boys will pull it out. For the ROH Ring of Honor TV title, and he's also the AEW TNT champion, Samoa Joe. That's right. Joe is putting the title on the line against, out of nowhere, whether he's an Impact, whether he's in New Japan. He's been in AEW before, and he's a qualified athlete. Listen, he's no joke. Juice Robinson. So you wonder how this is thrown together, where it's leading to. Joe's a great face of the company. You know my history of being on the same events with Joe. Great guy. I'm going with Samoa Joe. No way in hell he loses to Juice Robinson. And forgive me, Lord, because without our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and you, the fans, none of this would be possible. Stay close to your family and friends. I'll transition to that, and you guys know what it's all about. Thanks for being here. So Joe, that's my prediction. Joe will go over on Juice Robinson for the ROH TV title. I don't see Joe losing it. ROH Women's title here on Final Battle today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mercedes Martinez, the champion that hasn't seen her, or she hasn't been around in quite some time, maybe since the last pay-per-view, takes on Athena, the former Ember Moon, a little stiff, a little rough, thicker than a Snicker, whatever you want to say. Mercedes and Athena, a lot of people are picking Athena because Mercedes seems like she has backed off, 20-year veteran. You know my history back to when Mercedes was with the House of Pain Pro Wrestling Dojo and Jason Knight and our association back to then, 20 years ago. But Mercedes is an unbelievable champion, been all over the world, has wrestled in every company. I'd like to see Mercedes. I'm pulling for her to retain. I think Athena's going to take it, though. I'm pulling for you, Mercedes. I think they're going to give it to Athena. Swerve in Our Glory will be on Ring of Honor. Is this AEW Dynamite? Rampage? What? I get it. Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland. Again, you know I had a chance to work with Strick a couple of times. Well, not work with him, but call his matches when he was working for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. And then, of course, Keith Lee was backstage at the Evolve 95 show, Super Show for PAPW and Evolve. So that was one hell of an event. It's on YouTube. They take on, and you saw him on AEW Dynamite. He came out of nowhere. Shane Taylor Promotions, one big bad bastard, that's for sure. And he's going to be with J.D. Griffey. So that's a tag team match. Not sure of the purpose of it. They're trying to get Shane Taylor maybe to go with Strickland and Keith Lee. I mean, I love Strickland as a heel. So not sure where this match is going to lead, but qualified athletes. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go with Swerve in Our Glory. Something's going to happen here with Shane Taylor Promotions. You know that. And the JAS BCC battle continues as Wheeler Yuta tries to take the ROH Pure title against Daniel Garcia. This ought to be a great match. These guys have met many times in the indies. It ought to be, as the kids say, or as this generation says, a banger. I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia to retain. Let's see how that ages. I think Garcia, in a very solid, good matchup, is going to retain against Wheeler Yuta. That is going to be a match that normally I wouldn't be into it as much, but these guys have history. They've paid their dues on the indies. They're rising stars. Not so much in the charisma, machismo. But I get it. I get it. So that's going to be the JAS and the BCC. Garcia retains the pure title. For the ROH tag team titles for the third time, that's right. Tres Huevos. El Gallo Tres Huevos. This is going to be one hell of a match, and it's a double dog collar match. This is probably worth the price of admission alone, as them boys, Mark and Jay Briscoe, again for the third time, try to go up against the current Ring of Honor champions. And don't you love that entrance with Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express and that music? Let me not get crazy. They're also the IWGP and AAA Tag Team Champions, but they're not the AEW Tag Team Champions because they just lost cleanly to the Acclaimed. Let that marinate. So FTR and them boys in a double dog collar match, which I believe is going to be brutal. Does the FTR lose again back-to-back to the Acclaimed and then to the Briscoes and ROH? I don't think so. I'm taking FTR. This is going to be a banger. Brutal. A slobber knocker. Whatever you want to say. And then for the Ring of Honor heavyweight title, the Ocho. That's right. The Ocho. Chris Jericho takes on Claudio Castagnoli. It's, again, the JAS and the BCC storyline. It's AEW or Ring of Honor, but again, it's supposed to change. So let me give it a chance, let it breathe. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm going to enjoy it either way. Now, remember, my research, my notes, I try to be prepared, even impromptu. Jericho beat Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor title at Grand Slam on an AEW show. Let me get off that topic. So that's your main event. I believe I'm taking and staying with the Ocho. Chris Jericho retains the Ring of Honor heavyweight title over Claudio Castagnoli. It's going to be a good match. Let's see if Jericho can keep up. Listen, give the man credit. So that's what I see. There's my predictions. Maybe I'll come back with an NXT, which I haven't really followed lately. I've lost my taste for it since the Black and Gold. So we'll see if I come back and put something up on there. But NXT tonight from Orlando. And then 0 Hour at 3 p.m. A good, solid show. ROH AEW final battle, if you want to pay for it. 6 titles on the line. I gave you my predictions. There's 7 matches on the main card. I believe there's 3 or 4 on 0 Hour pre-show. But Vance, thanks for being here. I'll be back all day reporting on this. There's my predictions, the rumors, the news, the notes. You know there's a lot going into today here on a Saturday at Chaos Corner. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Come on back. Stay tuned. I'll be on social media all day today. Yeah, this is what I do for you. Don't you dare miss it.